Chand and Rupanjana, welcome to Offbeat Psychology. I am very excited to have you here. And because our organization recently launched the certificate course in parapsychology, so we do have a certain audience out there which is very interested in knowing about the paranormal and exploring the field of parapsychology. So I would like to introduce them to our audience. So Chand is a clairvoyant and Rupanjana also has some psychic abilities. And today we are going to ask them a few questions and understand the world of paranormal in a better way, so that individuals feel empowered when they have any paranormal experience, instead of shooing the paranormal experience away or thinking that it is always negative. So we will explore a lot of questions about what is paranormal, how it can impact you, and whether it can have an impact on your health, finances and other departments of your life, and many other questions, the type of entities which are there, the positive ones, the negative ones, and if you have a haunting in your house or you feel that your house is haunted, how do you deal with that? So a lot of interesting discussion coming up in this video. So do you have any organization under which you take paranormal cases, or how do people approach you?
Mostly through friends, because a lot of our friends know that we are doing this stuff. And I personally do have an organization called Moira. It's on Instagram, guys. But yeah, like you can add the ID. So I mostly do that. But now that I'm working with her, so we are kind of looking forward to building an organization together. We still haven't pieced the idea, or we are still trying to figure out names. So yeah, but we are actually looking forward to building an actual organization which people can reach out to. Because there are a lot of people other than our friends who need help in this.
Yes. So we will be sharing the social media links of the organization in the description box of the video. So please do check that out, especially if you want them to come to your location and investigate. And also I would like to mention that we all are right now in Kolkata. So it will be easier for them to take up the cases which are there locally. But still, if you need help and you think they can help you in any way, then you can reach out to them and we'll see how we can take this forward. Okay, so how would you want to define paranormal?
I feel like other than this world, as we are living, we are humans. I believe in the idea of the soul. I believe in the idea of positive energy, positive, negative spirits. So I feel like there is another world which is kind of, overlapped with this world. So paranormal is like that world, us in this world trying to communicate with people from the other world.
Just not about dead people and negative entities, it's just more than that, really.
And what made both of you interested in paranormal? Any personal experience, or why do you think you are so inclined towards the paranormal?
I think it's also because of what I have been experiencing ever since I was a little kid. So I think it's my place that has been very haunted ever since I gained consciousness.
Okay, so which area do you live in?
Babazar.
Okay, so why do you feel that area is haunted?
I know it's not just Babazar, but it's just more like it's inside, like where I live in.
Okay.
So it's basically that's what I've been told, that wherever I live in, there used to be certain riots that people from certain castes would kill each other and they would bury them. So I also feel like the entities they haven't attained moksha yet.
Okay.
So they're still lingering around. Few of the entities do not know that they're dead yet. So they just don't know where to go, and they're just trying to communicate with us.
And do you think these entities want to communicate with you because you are a clairvoyant? Is it that?
I definitely think there is a reason, but I also feel like they know. Experts know everything. If not this, in a certain way or the other, they will get to know. And once they feel like and you feel like certain energies are connected to you, they will approach you. Like they know instantly.
Okay. And what about your partner?
Okay, my grandmother passed away in 2019, but previously I was very close to her. So she used to tell me stories about her being somewhat of a clairvoyant, I would say, or even my mom is still there, and sometimes I talk to my mom too about this. She says at times she can see spirits, not just see spirits, whenever she's we are sitting here and if someone is standing just beside, she can sense it. So since then, and I was very much into mythology and history as a kid. So I was into Greek mythology a lot. I mean, a lot of us were, come on. But yeah, so like I combined both of those, like what my mom and grandmother say, and then my knowledge in mythology, and then I started Googling. The internet has everything, okay? So then I started Googling, learning, and I found this very interesting. Initially, found this interesting. And then once I read more and more, a lot of things which I experienced personally started to make sense. And I was like, okay, so if like that wasn't like my mind playing tricks on me, this was actually something. And then I used to watch this show called, I think, Ghost Hunters or Ghostbusters. I don't remember the name. I think it used to come on TV on the Central channel. I don't remember the name. But yeah, from there I got into like the paranormal investigation side. Like, you know, using like different tools, different gears, actually going, communicating. And from there my fear also went away, because they clearly stated that spirits are here either because they don't know they are dead, or either they're trying to communicate something. So since then I have been very into it, and again because of lockdown and COVID I was stuck at home and I read more, and then I got into tarot. I made new friends, like that is how I met her too. So yeah, since then it has been going on. It is still a learning process, I'm still learning.
Say that for you the psychic abilities are hereditary, like your grandmother had it, then your mom, and then
yes, but they
it was
never,
transferred to
like,
you.
unlike me, like I said, I have talked about it, I'm actually practicing it. They never did that. But they told me, so I think it's hereditary. Yeah.
Okay. So we can conclude that psychic abilities can be hereditary.
Yes, in a way, they don't always have to be hereditary, but they can be. And just because you have it inherently does not mean, like, you know, you need to practice it. Like, practice makes things perfect. So that way.
It's just a bonus thing you can practice, and then you can strengthen your brain.
Yeah.
So I want to know that if anybody who thinks they have psychic ability, how can they enhance that?
By certain rituals. You
Okay.
can either work with crystals, candle magic, anything. You just have to read a lot, honestly, so that whatever knowledge you are filling yourself with, that you can use it later on.
Okay. And if somebody doesn't have psychic abilities, can they build up that skill? Just like we can learn something. Can someone learn something, or it is something inborn? What do you think?
Anything can be possible. I think, honestly, if you work for it, like certain rituals, and just as I said, if you work on it, it will get built up.
Okay.
Yeah, but having it inherently, like,
Makes it
It
very
gives
easy.
it an edge,
Okay.
but that does not mean like you can't learn. And I would say focus on meditation a lot.
Yes.
I mean, probably one of the reasons I am so into this at such an early age is because of my school. They used to focus on meditation a lot. So unless you get to, like, spirituality, I think the first step of it is, you know, grounding yourself and, like, you know, getting in touch with yourself.
So, are you aware of any institutions which can help the audience if they want to join any course related to psychic abilities?
I'm taking the course that Offbeat Psychology is providing on paranormal psychology, and that is actually helping me, because even though I'm studying English, okay guys, I'm studying English, but I have a very inclination towards psychology. So parapsychology is something that I have always been fascinated about, and something which is, like, you know, paranormal and psychology together, like it is the it thing for me. And other than that, I think the best thing, like, you know, we can't afford a lot of things, right? Most of us can't. So I think the best thing you can do is take a candle, sit down in a quiet place, meditate if you want to get in touch with yourself. And once you do that, start googling, learning, or maybe, like, you know, join the course here. That is actually cheap and really good. Like, this is coming from me, someone who has been into this field for a while now. So, and yeah, it's like you need to study a lot. You need to study a lot. Like, you don't need to mug up things, but you need to know.
It's carrying out your own independent research.
Yeah, you can
Right.
carry out your independent research.
This is how it started.
There is no thing like, you know, you have to know tarot first, then astrology, then this and that. There is no such anything as that. You can start with anything. You can even start with mythology. You can even start with history.
Okay.
Whichever one you think is, like, you know, yeah, this interests me, I'm drawn toward this, and I'll study this.
So, since you both are paranormal researchers, how long have you been in this field?
Practicing, I have started in 2020, and actually studying, researching, knowing, like publicly practicing in 2020.
Next question to you is, how do you think that being religious or being spiritual can help you if you are dealing with the paranormal? In the first place, do you feel that being religious or being spiritual helps if you are in the field of paranormal, experimenting with that, or carrying out your independent research in that field?
Okay, so being religious and being spiritualistically
Are two different things.
are two different things. But
Okay.
the one thing that brings them together are prayers. So you might be praying to your angels, your spiritual guides, or whatever deity you believe in, or maybe just the divine. But praying is more important. Like if, just like your question is inclining towards the paranormal and how you should deal with it, well, either being a religious person or a spiritualistic person, I would say prayers would help a lot, because this is the two things that would bring this topic together.
Agree with her. Being religious and being spiritual are different things, okay? And one thing, like you said about like whether it is important to be spiritual or religious or not to be in the field of paranormal, I really don't think so, because when people are going into the idea of paranormal investigation, everyone has different motives. Some people just want to know the world. Some people just want to see that yeah, this exists or not. They are just curious of it, you know. Like again, I said the show I used to watch. They were just curious of it. They wanted to know what's going on. And there are people like us who want to go and fix the situation. Like not everyone performs exorcism, but everyone experiences it. Everyone experiences the presence of something, but not everyone performs an exorcism. So I think to be a paranormal investigator, you just need to have, you know, the awareness and like conduct the process. And like you do not necessarily have to be a very religious or very spiritual person, but yeah, you definitely do have to be in touch with yourself.
Okay, but what about shielding yourself from the negative entities? That comes only through prayers. So
Yeah.
what would you identify yourself as a religious person or as a spiritual person?
Honestly speaking, I think I'm more inclined towards being a spiritual person, but when it comes to religion and everything, I think I'm both, but in balance.
Okay.
I'm also religious, but also spiritual.
Okay. And what about you?
Like I do practice certain like things which fall under the religion spectrum, and but I would say more like I said initially, I focused a lot on the meditation part. So I would say I'm more into spirituality, but there is certain religious aspects to spirituality that always is there.
Okay. So my next question to both of you is, when you are going to start a paranormal investigation, what is the procedure? How do you get the clients? Okay, and which is the contact number, if our audience can get any contact number if they want to contact you for any investigation? Would you want to ask the client their situation, or you just directly go and investigate? Like, what is the entire procedure? How do you do the profiling? So
Okay. So the thing is, like I said, we have recently started working together on this. So the process which we use right now is most of the clients who come to us, it's not about their curiosity, like I want to go and see whether this place is haunted or not. It's not about that. It's about their facing problems. Like very recently, we had a client. We won't say the names because of privacy reasons, but yeah, very recently we had a client who was having issues at home, health issues, and that was being triggered by some entity that was there. And so initially we got the contact through one of our friends. So we talked to the lady. We talked on a conference call. We talked to the lady. She told us what problems she was having in her family, and she invited us over. And we are two young girls, and we are of course not going to go anywhere unprotected. So we took one of our friends, male friends, and then we went over to her place. And now this thing varies. We take some of the things that is necessary with us, and if we go there and if we feel, yeah, this is something we can deal in a day, we do it then. And if we don't, then we come back another day. So what happens is basically we go, we see the house, we generally it's related to the building only. So we see the house, we see the places, we sit down, listen to whatever they're going to say, and then we try to find energy spots. Energy spots basically, I don't know if it's a word or not, but it is what I call it. Energy spots basically means a place, like a corner of the room or a particular room, somewhere where I feel the energy is heavy,
you're drawn towards that.
Yes.
And exactly where the place your heart drops.
Yeah, that is. So
heart drops.
yeah, you feel like, imagine you are in this room and like just at this corner or that corner, when you are going there, you feel like, oh, like I feel anxious, I feel negative in a way.
Like
Suddenly.
an energetical shift.
Okay.
Yeah, so
there's a shift in the energy of the room.
Yes.
Or a particular corner of the room.
Particular corner. It can be anything. It can also be an object.
Yeah, it
Object.
can also be triggered by temperatures.
Yeah, it can also be an object. So we go there, and like the case I was talking about that we did a few months
So
back.
where was this case? Which area was
this? Case was in Boranagar.
Okay.
It's a metro station. You should know. It's in Kolkata.
Okay.
So
Baranagar metro station.
Yeah, it was near the metro station itself. I think it was a 5 minutes walk from there.
Okay.
So it was a particular room of this house where we felt the energy change, and we decided to set up shop there. So we basically casted a circle and did the whole process. And one of the like memorable things I remember from that incident was it was on the top floor. I think it was the third floor. We were sitting in that room. The door was open, and the family, we told them to be downstairs. Okay. Ekdam ground floor mein. They were on the ground floor, and there, like, they told them to not come out of the room, to just stay in the room. So while we were there, we suddenly heard someone walking up the stairs. Like, the stairs was just outside the door. Someone literally frantically running and walking up the stairs. And then, like, suddenly there was a shift in the energy of the room, and we felt like someone was standing. Like, from the corner of our eye, we could see someone was standing.
So there's someone crying.
Yeah.
Like a fake.
And you were protected in that circle.
We cast a circle. Like, if you guys are ever gonna contact spirits, anyone, just please protect yourself. That is the first thing you should do. And so, like, when we heard someone walking up the stairs, I gave a call to the lady. I was like, hey, are you guys downstairs? And they were like, yeah, we are downstairs. No one walked up. I was like, did anyone coming up? Do you guys have they have a dog, okay. And I was like, is the dog? They were like, no, we are all literally in this room. The gate is locked. No one can enter. So, like, that footsteps, someone literally was frantically running and walking on the stairs as if they were like, trying to stop us. So that was one of the remarkable things that I remember from that day.
Okay, and which entity was it? Like, was it an old person, a young person, or a child, or what?
I think
male,
it was
female?
3 people, right?
More than that.
I felt it was like one we could identify was a child. They weren't harmful, they were just there.
Okay.
But the person who
There was
walked,
also a lady.
yeah, that was the person who walked up the stairs frantically. She was probably in her mid 50s.
Okay.
She wasn't very old. Okay, and
she was somewhat related to the child.
Yeah.
Like, she was also protecting the child. And
Yeah, she thought we were gonna harm the child probably. So that's why she, I think, was frantically running up.
Okay.
And we also felt a very old energy, like an old man's energy in the room.
Okay.
That wasn't doing anything, but that
and
person.
So what was they were a family?
I think so. I think they lived in the property before the...
Yeah, but I don't think they were related. I think the lady and the child were related, but I don't think the old man was related to them.
Okay.
Because I did not feel a connection between them. Maybe they've lived long before that those people lived.
Okay.
Because the house had been sold many times from what we have heard.
My next question for both of you is, what is your recording equipment? And do you have a team, or is it only both of you till now?
Okay, so like I said initially, I used to work alone, she used to work alone, we met each other and we worked together. But for now, we don't have anyone else. It's just the two of us. And for the recording equipment, we are trying to save up. We are actually trying to save up. We want to so far we have taken certain pictures of incidents, and like I told you, the stairs thing, we took we tried to take an audio recording of it, but it wasn't clear. So we definitely need the proper gears for it. But we are trying to, the orders we are getting, we're not spending the money on us. We're trying to save it up and be we'll spend this on that.
So also because there are many individuals who need help, who actually need help. So in the first place, how do you identify that a certain place is really haunted or if it is not haunted? You just quickly pick up on the energy, because sometimes the reason could be psychological. Somebody might say so and so of my relative is possessed, but then actually it might be a psychological disorder. You have a little background in psychology, you have studied psychology for 2 years, and now you have moved to another subject and you are interested in pursuing psychology. So do you think the knowledge of psychology is important? Do you dismiss? How do you start? Do you start believing that this place haunted hai, or
no? Once we hear something, like I said, we first talk on call. So once we hear it on call, we initially ask, have you if you feel if we feel the reason might be psychological, because one of the cases it was, and the person, like, we asked, like, do you have any previous history of any psychological disorder, or have you ever gone to a doctor? Like the Boranagar incident I was talking about, there we asked that, and no, it was totally physical. The person suffered a physical, like, chronic thing.
Like
Okay.
a heart attack.
Yeah, I think it was a heart attack. They suffered a heart attack for it. So it wasn't anything psychological. It was very evident, and once we got to talk to them, we also realized it wasn't psychological at all.
Okay.
But one of the incidents, like, I got the case, I got the call, I talked to her also about it too. Like, we asked on call, like, has this person ever experienced anything psychologically? Have they gone to a doctor? This is something we ask.
Okay.
This is like, no, because
So it's
we
like,
don't want to, like I said, we are 18-year-olds, we don't want to end up in a messy situation. Okay? So we asked, and it turned out that person was bipolar.
okay.
That person had diagnosed bipolar disorder.
And we also have to confirm with the cards before.
Yeah.
Was it any?
I mean, it helps that we are tarot readers, because we kind of have to ask the person, okay, is it safe for us to go? Is it safe? So we do that with the cards that too sometimes.
Okay, so how does tarot reading work? Like, I've heard that it is energy based. I've taken readings for myself from you and another individual who I know. She's also a tarot card reader. So
yes, I know her. I follow her on Instagram. I know her.
Okay. So how do you go about with tarot reading? Are there external entities which give us the answer, or is it my energy, or is it the energy of the tarot card reader which helps in giving the correct answer?
The energy mingles, honestly, but the main thing that we use the cards, we shuffle, we lay down the cards, and the cards act as a medium to channel messages from the spirit, and then we have to interpret
it
that.
kind of depends upon the situation.
Message from the spirit means what?
That is what depends, because sometimes we ask question to our deities. Like, while we are shuffling the card, we say, like, like, if you are approaching a deity, for example, Apollo is one of my major deities.
So what is that? Like
the sun god Apollo from Greek mythology.
Okay.
That Apollo. So, like, while I shuffle the card, I call upon my deity. I say a small prayer of 2 lines.
Okay.
I shuffle the cards, and I'm like, Apollo, I want answer for this.
Okay.
For that. But when I'm conducting clients reading, for example, if I do a reading for you right now, initially when I shuffle the cards, I would want to, the first card would be me, like, the spread that I do is past, present, future mainly.
Okay.
So for the past and the present card, I mainly try to pick up your energies. The cards pick up your energies, and they give the answer basis on that.
Okay.
And
so it's basically my energy helping.
Yes, and you also have spirit guides. We all have spirit guides or ancestral guides with us. So them also communicating or trying to send a message through the cards. It's like a whole process of a lot of energies getting connected together. And a tarot reader is basically acts as the medium who, like, talks to the cards, and the cards and the spirits together give you the answer. It's not the reader giving you the answer.
Okay. And
rather it helps if the reader does not involve in it. Like, we don't do readings for ourselves. For example, if I want to know something about me, I don't do my personal readings myself.
You will ask someone else.
My opinion will influence it, right?
Okay.
So, for example, if you're asking me about a situation and I have a very strong opinion about it, so I should definitely not
become biased.
Yeah, I become biased. So that should not be the case, because I am the medium through which you are getting an answer from a place, from a different place.
Okay, so do you think tarot card reading can be risky? Can entities come in because of tarot card reading?
They can definitely get attached to cards.
Okay. The negative ones and positive ones both can be invited
You
through.
always have to cleanse it before you use it, and you have to cleanse it before you keep it somewhere. Maybe your altar, maybe anywhere.
Like, when we're starting the reading, we cleanse the card, like, not washing it. Like, some people tap it 3 times. Some people cleanse it over smoke, incense smoke, but we clean it. After that, we shuffle, we do the reading. And like I said, while I'm doing the reading, your ancestors are connecting to the card. So I have to clean the card and keep it, because I don't want your energies to linger around when I'm doing someone else's reading. So that's why. And I think energies do get attached to tarot cards, but not as such. Like, for me, it has happened only once, and it was very minor. So I have been doing tarot again since 2020, so almost 3 years now. I have never experienced any strong negative energy getting attached to my cards.
Okay. But if something like this happens and somebody is getting some type of negative answer from the tarot card, So is that final? Means is it like predicting the future? Can that be changed?
Energy always changes. So if you ask, like if I'm gonna get 90% in my test, let's just say, yeah, if you work hard enough, you can. And let's just
So
say
if the tarot card is telling me no, I will not get. So
You
can
know,
that be
tarot,
changed?
I feel like this is something when I do readings, I send this paragraph to my clients, and which one of the points in which is like, nothing is concrete. Like the society is dynamic, things change every day, trends change every day. So what I believe is, like I said, it picks up on your present energies. Tarot card gives reading on your present energies.
And present situation.
Yes, and the future it gives is based on the present situation. And that is kind of, the tarot card advising, like, if you are continuing like this is gonna happen.
Advising in
it is like advising you, this is gonna happen, so you know what you should do, you shouldn't be doing this.
So let's just say your card said that no, you're not gonna like pass the test.
Yeah, so because you're not studying, you're not gonna pass the test.
Doesn't always mean that you're gonna fail the test. If you start working for it.
Yeah, now basically you have to take, you should not take it like, this is concrete and it won't change. If the cards are telling you that you might like score bad, you might not pass, you should like, take it as an advice, yeah, I should study more.
Okay, so if I start studying, then my result can differ.
Yeah, it probably won't be great, but you would not fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was a simple example, but what about the viewers who go to tarot card readers specifically for relationship advice? Because I've seen a lot of people taking relationship advice whether my so-called boyfriend or future husband is going to cheat on me. How accurate is that, or can that also be changed? Because now this is not related to that person. Now this is a situation which is out of the control of this person.
Yes, I do at least 10 to 15 readings a week, and believe me, 90% of them are about relationships. Like if I give people an option, like, you can take a career reading or a love reading, they're like, no, I want a love reading. So I mean, like, yeah, but like you are saying, because it is not based on themselves, I have done many readings where the conclusion came like, this person might cheat on you, or this person might do this and that. 90% of the times it came true, and the relationship did end. The relationship did end. So a very recent example of mine was it was about the guy leaving the girl, and like, it was a cheating thing only. So while like I told that girl, and she was like, no, he wouldn't ever do this. Okay. And I was like, no, this isn't in the cards right now. In like 3 or 4 months time, this might happen. So I'm just telling you to like, try to communicate with him, see like what is wrong that might cause him. Like some people just cheat, but some people do have reasons for it. Like try to figure it out. Okay, I feel like I am a person who feel like everything can be talked about and sorted out. So I feel like try to communicate, see what the relationship lacks.
You also use your intuition to help.
Yeah. So see what the relationship lacks, and I told her about it, and she was like, she did not believe it initially, and she had to stop contacting me. And suddenly 5 months later she texts me, whatever you said came true, what should I do? So it's like that.
Okay. So did she take your advice, or tarot advice I should say, for her future relationship?
Yes. So far, like, I have been in touch with her. She, like, yeah, we are actively communicating, so she is.
What are the dangers or the risk factors associated with the paranormal or becoming a paranormal investigator? What are the risk factors?
If you are not protected, if you're not grounded, if you're not energetically shielded, it's gonna hurt you. Like, it's gonna be really bad.
Okay, so I would want you to explain for my viewers, what exactly do you mean when you are using the word grounded? Protected and shielded, I think most of them will understand, but what is grounded exactly?
I think she would explain it better.
So I have a very fun example for this. Like, we have all seen trees, right? So when they are like little plants, their roots are not deep enough, and you can easily pick them out. But if you take a plant that is like medium sized and it has very deep roots, you can't pick it out. So that is what I think is grounding like. That is, grounding basically means, like I was initially talking about, spirituality basically means being in touch with yourself. So grounding here also means someone who not only is in touch with themselves, someone who can, be controlling of their energies. Yes, this is a negative energy. I can protect myself from it. I know what my energy is. Like, I know if my hand is here, I know my hand is here. Nothing else is gonna make me, nothing or no one else is gonna make me feel like this is not here. So like being aware and being in touch with yourself. Being in touch with yourself, and that actually helps, because what generally happens is in the, like, where you are investigating or where you are somewhere, the spirits play tricks. Okay, the initial thing they do is scare you, and the secondly they try to like give you hallucinations or visions, not visions, hallucinations, I would say. And that is basically of them trying to get a hold of your mind.
Exactly.
And
they try to make
so,
you as much paranoid as
they try to make you paranoid.
So,
and if you are grounded or in touch with yourself, that wouldn't happen, because you know what is going on.
So is this like the negative spirit would do this, or positive spirit, or all will do, or some will not be bothered about communicating?
If someone wants to mess with you, I think they would do it. I don't think
so
a
you would
positive...
say that means the
we
evil
have a term
spirits?
for that. It's the trickster spirits.
Yeah, it's the trickster spirits.
Okay. Or evil spirits. Are they the same thing?
Tricksters
No.
are not generally evil. They just want to mess with you.
Yeah, they are like, the kids, like when you were in school, they are the kids who like play tricks on you, play jokes, the pranks. So they are like the pranksters, and there are people spirits who actually want to harm you.
Okay.
So there's that.
They are the negative ones.
Yes.
And they could also be demonic in nature.
Having a demon get attached to you is the worst thing ever. And it can happen. And one of the reasons for this, we never say a demon's name out loud. We just spell it. We just spell it. It's like VALAK or PAIMON. We never say it out loud because we feel like that gives us that. So yeah.
So what are the risk factors associated with taking the name of a demon out loud?
You might accidentally summon it.
Yeah.
Like, you might not even know.
Just by taking the name?
Yeah.
It's a long process to actually summon a demon, but for me personally, I want to stay as far away as I can, so I won't even take its name. It's like, when you don't like someone, you're like, even if they're in that place, I won't go there because I really don't want to face them by accident. So it's that for me.
So it's just like you don't like someone. If you don't like someone, why would you take their name? It would trigger them at some point. Okay, so they call my name, I have to go to them and maybe talk to them.
And like demons are like, they try to find people who are looking out for them. So if you take the name, you might
because they don't have many worshippers as much as the divine does.
And so they might be like, oh, this person said my name, or this person is like, talking about me.
Okay.
Again and again. So like I should go.
So if we are talking about any demonic entity, that entity in time and space, because we have a little bit of metaphysical connect here, so that entity is already aware that we are speaking about them.
Yes, it is still aware that we're
it's like the 7 demons of hell. The Book of Solomon is good for it if you guys want to know.
If you guys want to study demonology, I think the Book of Solomon is the perfect stuff.
Or just Google it, YouTube.
So the Book of Solomon in the Bible.
No, just the book in general.
No, if you want to know about the demon, but I think if you are gonna know about the demon and like, unless you want to practice it, then it's different. But if you want to practice it, I think you should read any holy scriptures first, because again, like I said, I'm really scared.
So I have a very interesting question in relation to this. See, many of our viewers, and I'm personally a big fan of watching horror series. Okay. So
I love that.
Okay.
I love horror series.
And everyone knows that every year I throw a Halloween party. In COVID, it could not be done, but we did it even last year, and again I'm preparing for the Halloween party this year. So, when we are watching a horror series, or if I am like throwing a Halloween party in my house, so does that mean that spirits can get attracted or towards my house or towards me as an individual because I'm watching horror series constantly back to back? Because I have experienced this personally that if I watch horror series, then something gets stirred up. It's not psychologically of course, but even physically I can feel. And right now we are in this house, and I think the audience needs to know that the clairvoyants and of course the psychics, these two have figured out that there are two entities haunting this particular location where we are actually recording this video. So that is the reason. So I'm asking this question. Like when I watch horror series, I become more vigilant. Or is it really that they are also aware that she is interested in this, so I need to really communicate?
I have two interpretations for it. So basically, whatever movie you're watching in a specific location that it has been filmed, of course, it has some intentions to it, right? So if you're watching a horror movie, the directors and the producers' intention was to make it scary.
Yes.
So the intentions, of course, do manifest in the 3D. And you, like in manifestations in the 3D, let's just say you are dominantly thinking about something and that thing manifests. So you're watching a series, let's just say, or maybe a movie for a significant amount of time. So you're thinking about it, and after it's over, you keep thinking about it. So you
it gets manifested into reality.
Oh my goodness.
Like if positive things
That
can
is
be
so
manifested. No, if you think about it, if positive things can be manifested, negative things can be too.
Okay, so
Depends
I
on
may
whatever's
end
on
up
your
actually attracting a negative entity because of continuously
Yes,
watching
but
horror.
another thing, like we were talking about the demons part. So
Okay.
the two names I mentioned, and if any horror fan is watching this, they would know that this is very popularized in the series of The Conjuring and also the movie Hereditary. Yeah, both of them are mentioned there. So media is popularizing the idea of demons and all that, and they are kind of like,
some cool factors
yeah, it's like,
associated with that.
if you like, I don't know if the media is doing this or it has become trendy, but people think it's very cool to do that. It's not, because like, I'm not saying worshipping a demon is not cool, because I mean, you do you, but you might attract something negative that you don't want, not just by worshipping a demon. Like, there's this famous movie, I think Ouija it's called.
Ojamut.
No, it's the name, I'm forgetting the name, but basically they were basically making a joke out of it. They were making a joke out of a Ouija board and like calling people in and like, making their own effects to like scam them of money. But in the movie we see the board ends up working. Now again, this is not me talking about the board, because that is a whole different conversation altogether, but in the end they do end up summoning a spirit, and very very negative spirit, and they like, their whole lives gets disrupted. There is death and all that. Even though it's a movie, it's like in some ways, like whatever we are doing, we should be doing it consciously. Like if we are like, if you want to communicate with a demon, if you want to communicate with a negative spirit, positive spirit, or if you want to communicate with the other world,
have protection.
Yeah, protect yourself, or at least know what you are doing, because like, if you don't, then things might get attached to you, or you might bring in things into this world that won't harm anyone else but yourself. So yeah, like know what you are doing.
How is a portal created? What exactly is a portal? What are the things or common mistakes our viewers and we all can avoid in our day-to-day life so that we don't end up opening a portal?
A portal can be anywhere. Even
so I would want you to explain what exactly is a portal first, because some of our viewers, I don't think they will be aware.
Basically, like I mentioned, there is this world and there is another world, and so like, there's a connection between these two, and the connection is what we call portal. And when you like, summon a portal, basically means you want to open the connection, because either you want to talk to someone from that portal, and like while you're doing it, someone might cross over and come.
So it's a doorstep to the other world.
Yeah, it's like a door. It's like a door that stays closed, but you open it, and that is what I was saying. When you open it, you should always be consciously, when you are opening it, who you want to come out of it, who you are talking to, and that should like leave, and you should close the door. Always close the door. You don't want someone else to come in. So
just like how you would open and close your door.
You wouldn't just leave your door open, right? So you should close it.
You wouldn't want unwanted guests.
Okay. So, which are the common mistakes one can avoid so that they don't end up opening a portal accidentally?
A lot of feng shui is involved here.
Okay. So, what is feng shui? I think
feng shui is, I think, like I don't remember the concrete definition for it, but it basically says how placement of furnitures, mirrors, doors, windows influence the vastu. I think it is.
Yes, so it's there in our Indian culture.
Yeah, it is very much
that
there.
Vastu is something which is very important.
Yeah.
And what I have heard, and because of my personal investigation in this area and research and reading so much, and also of course because of watching horror series and all these things. Two mirrors, for example, should never be kept in perfect alignment with each other, because that ends up opening a portal.
Yes, and so, this is shown in horror movies a lot. Like you look into one mirror and you see something else in a different mirror. So yeah, this is shown in horror movies a lot, and that is actually true.
Okay. So before this, like we were having a conversation off camera, and Rupanjana told me about not to buy second-hand mirrors.
Yeah,
So
because
would you want to
mirrors
elaborate
do,
on that?
like, mirrors are considered to be gateway to the other world. Again, this is something very popular. Like, I think media, like, in a way, like I was telling the negative effects of it, but I think it's also positive because it is educating people a lot about these things. So, like, when you're buying second-hand mirrors, so what I feel like, some energy, negative energy might be lashed onto it, because mirrors are very easy mediums. Like I said, they are very easy mediums for energies to latch onto. And trust me, if it is a positive energy, they do not want to latch into something. They want to be in their own self. So most of the times it's the negative energy who really want to do something bad to you or to your life. So,
Always trust your gut.
Yeah, always trust your gut. That is something very important.
Okay, but all the individuals out there might not be intuitive, or might not be, they are more of logical thinkers, I would say.
Yeah.
So they try to judge and understand everything by only using logic, or only by understanding things using science. So how can such a person help himself or herself? Because they are a non-believer. Some even don't believe that God will exist and devil will exist.
I think even if you guys are not intuitive by nature, everyone has a gut instinct. So it's just inborn. You have to just focus on it, like whatever you're feeling right now. Like, I have to step inside a house, and if my heart drops to my stomach and I don't feel comfy in that area, I would not stay there. I would just go back.
Yeah, that is some people. Yeah, that is gut instinct, and I think very, very logical people also have it.
Okay.
They probably would not accept the fact that this might be something spiritual. For them, it's like that. But yeah, everyone has it.
I was asking you, which are the other ways in which a portal can be opened, apart from the mirror thing, which is quite common.
Completed rituals. So incompleted rituals.
Okay. Yeah. So what type of ritual are we talking about?
Any ritual that, summoning rituals.
Yeah, summoning ritual. That's why, like I was saying, I don't know all of the ways you can open a portal, close a portal,
Incomplete rituals are a really bad way to summon spirits.
Okay. So even the Ouija boards. How much do you believe in Ouija board and
I do.
its usage?
I personally don't believe, because I feel it has your influence in it.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know, I'm very, like, in the grey area about it. Sometimes my mind is like, it's not true, and sometimes it is like it is. And I haven't ever tried it, so I'm very skeptical on it, I would say.
Okay. So even on my personal research, when I was doing on Ouija board, there is no specific person attached to Ouija board, that how did Ouija board actually come into existence. There is a lot of mystery around it. It seems like it directly came from the spirit world and was given to some human, and then it suddenly got popularized, especially during the 1970s and 80s. Ouija board was extremely popular in Western culture, especially United States, and a lot of individuals actually got into a lot of trouble because of using that board. So even Ouija board can act as a portal.
Yeah, it can.
Because
and unfinished rituals.
Yeah, like I was saying, the ritual that I personally do when I'm communicating with the spirits of the other world is basically cast a circle, like a big circle where I can sit on and I can keep my things. And salt is the most basic and the very good thing for protection that you can use. I cast a circle with salt, and after that I light incense and smoke. Smoke and salt are two very, like, basic things you can find. Incense, smoke, or like, camphor,
or
smoke.
Simple water you can bless and use it.
Yeah, these things are like very basic things that I think we all have in our homes, we can use for protection. So I cast a circle, and after I cast the circle, I'm inside. Like, this should be like very made sure that you are not breaking the circle. And after that, I light a candle, then I call upon my deities for protection, and then I start communicating. And once I'm done communicating, I end it. I say goodbye, like our communication had ended. You can go back to wherever you came from.
And do they listen always?
They out to. For me, it has always worked out.
Sometimes they just don't. They will just make you think that, they left, but they wouldn't.
Yeah, so like you kind of need experience, like I said, that is why you kind of need experience with this, or need someone experienced who's gonna help you figure out. This
never do it
actually
alone. This one thing, you are never allowed to sit with the board all alone. You have to have like 3 people, not just 2 people, not alone, just more than 3 people.
Okay. How do you think the paranormal has changed your perspective towards life and death?
That is a huge question. Okay, should I go first? Okay. The paranormal has literally 180 degree वाला turn दे दिया मुझे perspective में. Initially, like not just me, I think all of us look at things on a very, very surface level. Okay, like let's give an example. Like if we are talking about poetry, and there is a thing like the sky was grey. So some people might, like you said, very logical people might think, yeah, the sky is grey. What's up with that? And but who people actually read poetry would be like, the sky is grey could show the gloomy mood of the poet. It could also show the unprecedented future which the poet wasn't sure about, something that was coming. It could also set the tone for the environment. It could also be something supernatural. It can be a lot of things. So I think being into paranormal has given me that look about life itself. Like initially I used to look at things on a very surface level, and now I'm trying to get to know things. And like I said, with research and all that, this has helped me gain a lot of knowledge. And whenever we are in some place and we are trying to communicate with the spirit, getting to know about their past, getting to know about their history has also been very emotional, and it has in a way helped me figure things out for myself a lot. Like maybe whenever you hear someone else's experiences and you're like, oh, this happened and this person is here right now. So like in that way it has helped me, somewhat inspired me to do certain things, and somewhat kind of prevented me from doing certain things.
Okay.
And not only that, being into paranormal, it's like mainly the spirituality, because spirituality, paranormal, interlinked. So has helped me figure myself out a lot better. It has helped me figure out what I want for the future, and mainly it has helped me be better aware of my emotions and how to deal with them. I'm still trying to figure that part out, but yeah, at least it is pushing me. Like it's acting like a catalyst, basically.
We know that West Bengal is very popular for black magic. So, see, I'm from UP, and you have been born and brought up in Calcutta, right? What is your perspective about that? Why do people always say that Bengali females kala jadoo karti hai?
This is a very famous thing nowadays in the reels.
Yes.
So yeah.
So what is your perspective about that? Is it true? Because I think that yes, black magic does happen in Kolkata, especially during the time of Durga Puja and Kali Puja. I have seen things like outside on the road, there would be just random red color or sindoor on the road out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so
one thing here, this is like kind of like a warning, advice, whatever you take it. A lot of people hang like nimbu and mirchi in front of their house or shops or whatever, and they throw it away. So try to be as like, I don't believe in the black cat crossing your road is a negative thing. I don't believe in that, but I do believe in this nimbu thing. And so whenever you are walking down the road and if you see something like that anywhere in the world, don't step on it.
Go from the side.
Yeah. Overstep, go from the side, but don't step on it. That's an advice.
No, you're not supposed to even overstep it.
Really?
Yeah, just avoid it.
Just then go by the side, like.
Okay, but then my question is still unanswered. See, I'm from UP, but you can tell me better. What is this black magic thing and why is it so popular?
I think it's the pop culture who made it so stereotypically accurate for everything.
Okay.
Like, this is just the films that has made everybody think that, oh my god, West Bengal Kala Jadoo.
I think black
magic. But why only West Bengal so much with Kala Jadoo? Why not any other state or place associated with that?
It's also because there is
truth. There is some truth in this.
Yes, there is some truth.
It's also because growing up, I have heard from my grandparents that in the rural sides of West Bengal, there are people who would perform these kind of stuff, just for healing purposes. But as gradually time went by, the people are misusing it.
Yeah, it's like we'll have to go back to the
Salem
witch trials. Yeah, we have to go back to the Salem witch trials.
Okay.
Most probably all of them weren't witches. All of them did not have negative intentions. traditions. It's probably like something like Ayurvedic,
Mm.
plant medicine and all that, praying, worshipping.
Mm.
But these basically, their methods of worshipping, medicine or praying did not fall into the standardized norm that other people have, so they were like categorized outside.
Mm.
I recently watched this documentary on Romanian witches,
Okay.
and I also watched another documentary where women, they live, I think, in the hills of Assam.
Okay.
They
From where I am.
yeah, she's from Assam.
Okay.
So these women were Bengalis.
Hmm.
They lived in the Bengal before partition I'm talking about. So they lived in Bengal, and this isn't because of partition or anything, but these women were specifically targeted as witches, and they had to go and live in the hills.
Okay.
It's also because of patriarchal influence.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot
Yes,
of patriarchal
absolutely.
influences there. Like, we initially know, right, women weren't even allowed to study and be doctors.
Hmm.
So why are these women healing people? Why the medicines they're giving is working? Must be black magic.
Hmm.
So it's like that.
Also, the Salem witch trials is a very dark history.
Yes.
Especially for us Roman Catholics, because I also feel that maybe all were not what the church thought
Yeah, a
them
lot
to
of
be.
people, a lot
Yes.
of women are probably
But
just
then-
picked up and thrown into it.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying something negative isn't there, like initially I said,
Hmm.
but I don't think, like, randomly picking up people, throwing them in, it should be.
And most of them are women.
Yeah, and most of them were women, so it shows
Hmm.
patriarchy.
Also, I would want to add here that since psychology was not a recognized discipline back then, it was
Yeah.
possible that somebody had
Yes.
symptoms of some disorder, and that was mistaken for not being a psychological disorder but something paranormal.
Yeah.
So probably
Yes.
that surely has happened even in the past. We know the history of clinical psychology; these things have been highlighted. So probably something like this could also be there in the Salem witch trials.
Schizophrenia
And
is one
yes.
of them.
Even
Yes.
still now, people don't believe, like, the older people, like above 60, they do not believe in
Mm.
psychology. They're like,
Yes.
that's nothing.
Yes.
That not exist.
Absolutely. Okay. Just one more question that nowadays in United States especially, Santa Morito, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Santissima Muerte.
Okay. So that is becoming extremely popular, and that is, some people say it's a negative entity, some say it's a positive entity, and this, which started off as a cult, is probably picking up as a religion, and it's the third highest growing, fastest growing religions in America, and mostly the followers are the youngsters. So what do you want to say for that? Why is this happening?
Okay, so I feel like Santissima Muerte is one of the motherly entities that you would be worshipping, just like you worship Mother Kali, Mother Hecate, Mother Lilith. These
Okay.
are all the dark forces, but take it how you like it. If you want them to misuse them, you can misuse them. If you want to use them to help others, you can. It depends on how you pursue them, for your own needs and for the other needs. It heavily depends on your intentions, honestly.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
is also true for initial conversation about people who might worship demons, people who might be Satanist witches.
And
So
also
not-
black magic.
Yeah, not all of them. There is something known as white or grey magic also. So not all of them.
What is grey magic? White magic, I think, is the positive prayer. Me saying a positive
Yeah.
prayer for my mom is an example of white magic. And if I am cursing someone, that could be classified as black magic. What is grey?
Grey is something that falls in between, where you
Okay.
are.
Basically, you're helping yourself with it, grey magic. I
Yeah.
would classify it as like helping myself, but not the others. Not
Or if you are
hurting
working as
anybody.
like you're professionally working in this, you're helping your client.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are not like without a reason. You are not malicious or harming someone.
So what you are doing, if you are trying to help the clients, I would think of it as a grey magic.
No, the thing is, for example, if someone is in an abusive relationship and they want to get out of it, and they reached out to anyone who performs grey magic.
Okay.
I think advices would be grey magic, but helping someone physically or spiritually would be white magic.
Yeah.
Consider it.
Okay.
But black magic was originally was done to heal people, to help people, but gradually people started misusing it. So
Mhm.
that's when.
And honestly,
it's
the
kind of
color
just
black is associated with negativity. It is popularized to be
Mhm.
associated with negativity. So that is how it got the negative influence on it. It's not
Okay,
totally.
no, we are not looking at you for wearing black. In fact, black is my favorite color. If you see, most of my YouTube videos are in black. I'm wearing black.
I mean, it
But
looks good. Black looks good on
Yes.
anyone.
Yes. It's got a lot of meanings.
Yeah, it does. And the popular culture media is interpreting it as negative.
Okay.
Yeah, you would see in films that only the bad witches, the quote unquote bad witches, will be only wearing black cloaks and
Long
the good-
nails,
Yes,
exactly,
wrinkled skin.
yeah,
Yes.
big noses and everything. I think that's the only Hollywood version of how witches are. But in reality, you wouldn't know like who is a witch or who is not, because we aren't like that stereotypical.
Yes, and also because different colors have different meanings according to different religions. Like white is worn by Hindus
Yeah.
when somebody dies, and similarly black is worn by Christians if somebody dies, and we
Yeah,
wear
like
white on the
that
wedding.
scene in PK where
PK. Rupanjana is one of the students in our first parapsychology batch. So she will be able to give you an honest opinion about the certificate course in parapsychology, because I know that a lot of you are interested in learning about this. And just quickly, I will tell you that parapsychology talks about psychic abilities as well as investigating paranormal phenomena. So both the things are taught in this. So we have an offbeat psychology designed a course which is quite comprehensive, and if you want to become a paranormal investigator, or if you're just interested in knowing about the paranormal or what is parapsychology or what is psychic abilities, then you must join that course. So I would request Rupanjana to just give her honest opinion about how that course helped her, or if it did help you.
No, it did
Yes,
help.
yes.
It did
Okay.
help. So I think we have our exams coming up very soon.
Yes.
So the course actually helped me out a lot. I was initially talking about, a lot of the times it might be some psychological disorder, not paranormal. So that is something this course has helped me figure out, that that there is a very thin line there, which has helped me figure out what the thin line is and which falls under this side of the line and that side of the line. And not only that, there are various experiments involved, like in this field, parapsychology field, and how the term was coined and its history. So if you find parapsychology interesting, even if you don't find parapsychology interesting, you just like the word of it, if you start getting into the course, I think the first 3 modules will actually be like, yeah, this is interesting, and it is going to draw you in. It's definitely going to draw you in, and by the time you will be like, wow, okay, I learned a lot. I haven't thought of the world in this way ever.
A
So
little
yeah,
bit of knowledge never hurts anybody.
exactly. A little bit of knowledge never hurts anybody.
Yes. With this, we are wrapping up this episode of Offbeat Psychology. Thank you all for watching, and please subscribe if you like the content of this channel. So we'll
Yes,
say bye to
definitely
all of you.
subscribe.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us here.
Bye.
Bye.